Hi guys, how you doing? Hoping you're doing well and welcome to Lynn's Corner. So in today's episode, I'm going to talk about something very serious, something very critical, and something that is upcoming in our society today, and it is affecting most of us. It is hurting most of us, and it's something that we are supposed to work on eradicating as a society. So I will be talking about suicide. Yes, you heard that right. I'll be talking about suicide, the causes, the signs, how you can know that someone is kind of wanting to commit suicide. So yeah, that is what I'll be talking about, and I hope that I will help someone out there. I hope that with the information I will give today, someone will get help, someone will know how to spot someone who wants to commit suicide, how to help a friend who wants to commit suicide, how to help someone who has approached you and has told you, I am planning to do this. They don't even have to tell you directly. How you can spot the sense that they're indirectly telling you that I am planning to do this. Yes, how can you help that person? That is what I will be talking about. So stay tuned up to the end of this video, and kindly remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe on my channel. My name is Lynn. I am a counseling psychology student from Kenya Methodist University, and let's get into the video. So as usual, I will start with defining what is suicide. And suicide is death caused by injuring oneself with an intent to die. You just don't injure yourself, you injure yourself with an intention of dying. And it just does not happen. It often stems from a deep hope of hopelessness and the inability to see solutions to problems or to life challenging circumstances. So it leads when you have that hopelessness and you don't have the inability to see solutions to your problems or solutions to the challenges that one is facing. They have abstract thoughts about ending their life, or they feel that people will be better off without them. So that is what causes majority of the people to commit suicide. They feel like there's no hope in this life anymore. Hizi mashida zimekuwa mingi sana. These problems are just too much. I can't take it anymore. So they feel like probably people will be better off without me. And that is why they end up committing suicide. If we are being honest with each other, and in this channel we are usually honest, so if we're being honest, it's not everyone who tries to commit suicide that ends up dying. There are people who commit suicide and they don't die. It was not yet your time to die, so you don't end up dying. What are some of the effects involved in committing suicide or involved in suicide? Number one is guilt. You feel so bad that I tried to do this. Now everyone knows I've tried to do this. Everyone knows I slit my throat. So you end up having that much guilt, especially if there ends up being hope of whatever that was making you feel hopeless. If there ends up being hope, you feel so guilty of why did I do this, Yeah, so that is an effect. Another effect is shame. You feel so shameful. You feel so ashamed of yourself. You're like, I tried this. No, everyone knows I've done it. You may find that those people end up even withdrawing themselves from the society because they feel so ashamed. Like, no, everyone has known I did this, And you feel so ashamed of even the thought that you did it at first. It makes you feel so ashamed. Another effect may be anger. You may be angry at yourself for doing it, and you may also be angry that you did it and you didn't die. After going through all that pain of slitting your throat, trying to hang yourself, and you don't die, you feel so angry. You feel so angry at the world. You feel so angry at yourself. You may even find someone is feeling so angry because it didn't happen, or because they tried it at first. Probably it's something like probably that was pity that pushed you to commit suicide, to try and commit suicide. No, you end up being angry at yourself because why would I let something so minor make me try to end my life? Yeah. You may end up self-loathing. You may end up hating your entire existence. You hate yourself so much and you feel you shouldn't exist at the first place because you tried to commit suicide. No, you should not feel that. Yeah, so other effects may be coma. You may end up being in a coma because probably you took an overdose and know your body can't handle the amount of drugs you put in it. You may end up being in a coma. You may end up having brain death depending on the way you tried to commit suicide, and you may end up damaging your vital body organs. You may end up damaging your heart, your liver, your kidneys. Yeah, so there are effects involved in suicide, especially if someone tries to commit suicide and they don't die. There are so many effects involved in it. So something else I'm going to talk about today is the myths about suicide. It's not everything that people talk about suicide is true. There are some myths involved. And the myth number one is that talking about suicide increases the chance that a person will act on it. Truth be told is, majority of the people who want to commit suicide are actually seeking for help. They don't actually want to do the real deed. They don't actually want to take away their lives. They're talking about it, trying to seek help. So the myth that talking about suicide increases the chance that a person will commit it or will do it is not true. Most of the people who talk about it are seeking help from you. You who they are telling that they want to commit suicide, they're seeking help from you. So stay tuned to this video up to the end to know how you can help such a person. Another myth is people who are talking about suicide are just trying to seek attention. That one is related to what I've just explained above. So when people talk about it, when people talk about trying to commit suicide, they're not seeking attention, they're trying to get help. And if you're helpful, probably we will reduce the chances, we will reduce the rates at which suicide rates are going higher in Kenya. Yeah. So another one is suicide can't be prevented. If a person seeks help at the right places, if a person comes to you to seek help from you and you choose to be the right place that person is seeking help from, you can help to prevent suicide. So suicide can be prevented. Another one is that people who take their own lives are cowards or selfish, or they are weak. You just don't wake up in the morning. You just don't wake up on one Thursday morning and decide, what, today I'm going to commit suicide. No, those people are not weak. Those people are not cowards. Those people are not selfish. It's just that problems have accumulated in their lives and they lacked a safe space to seek help from. They saw that there is no more hope in this life. So they are not selfish. They're not cowards. It's just that they were pushed to the corner and they reached their limits. Not that I'm saying that when you're pushed to your corner and you feel like you've reached your limit, you commit suicide. No, I am just trying to explain that people who commit suicide are not selfish, they're not cowards, and they are not weak. Another common myth is that teenagers and college students are the ones at most risk for suicide. That one is not true. Suicide is committed by everyone, all ages. So all ages are at risk for suicide. It's not just teenagers and college students. Another myth is that reduced access to lethal methods of suicide does not work. That one is a lie. Lethal methods include methods like guns or methods that make one die quickly. So if you reduce access of such methods to someone who wants to commit suicide, definitely they had their mind set on that before they try to think of another method that is less quicker or another methods. In short, you will have probably had the time to talk them out or to help them see a different light or a different angle to whatever problem is facing them, to whatever is making them want to commit suicide. So reducing the access definitely works. Another myth is that suicide always occurs without warning. I had said this earlier on at some point in this video. You just don't wake up one morning and think that today, before the end of the day, I am going to kill myself. No. Most of the times, suicide occurs with warning. There are warning signs. There are signs that this particular person. There are signs that Fulani and Fulani, the way they are going, something is not right somewhere. They might be thinking about committing suicide. It's just that there's not enough information out there to help people know about the warning signs of suicide, and I will talk about that. So yeah, suicide occurs with warning. Most of the time it occurs with warning. And the last myth that I am going to talk about is that talk therapy and medications do not work. That one is a myth. Talk therapy is among the methods that help people not to commit suicide, and medication is included. So after talking about the myths, I know someone is there telling themselves, Lynn, just talk about the warning signs of a suicidal behavior. And I'm just about to give you that. Yeah, so what are the signs of suicidal behavior? Sign number one is talking about feelings of hopelessness, worthless, or they are saying that they have no reason to keep on living. Yeah, so if you hear someone talking about how they're feeling hopeless, how they're feeling worthless, how they are saying no reason to stay alive anymore, that one is a sign. Another sign is giving away their personal possessions, or quote unquote trying to get their affairs in order. So out of the blues, I was just here, then I start giving out my personal possessions, things that I valued. Yeah, especially things that you valued. You start giving them out and telling people, be remembering me with this, be remembering me with this. Let this be reminding you of me. That one is another sign. Another sign is searching for means to try and harm oneself. So if you find out that your friend or your family member or someone close to you or someone that you know is searching for means to try and harm themselves, that one is a warning sign. You should want to inquire more, or if you can't inquire more, refer them to someone who can help them. Yeah. So another sign is eating too little or eating too much, accompanied with sleeping too little or sleeping too much. Those ones are two signs of depression. I talked about depression in another video. You can go watch it and know more about depression. Yeah, so majority of the people who commit suicide, it's usually in a point of depression. Yeah, this person is depressed and they decide, why should I keep on struggling? Why should I keep on pushing myself? Yeah, so what about the signs of depression? Because majority of the signs of depression accompany or match with the signs of suicidal behavior. Please make sure you go watch that video if you have not watched it. Another one is signs of despair or significant mood swings. In a case where this person was too jovial 2 minutes ago, and then right now this person does not want to see anyone. They're so agitated, they're so irritated by life, and by the littlest things, they make them so irritated and agitated. Yeah, so that one is or can be another sign. Another one is avoiding people. Yeah, so someone who wants to keep themselves isolated, you should want to inquire more on what is happening. Yeah, so another one is being reckless. You can be reckless in the sense of you're just driving aimlessly. You're over speeding. Someone is walking next to the road, like in barabara, it's a busy highway, it's a busy road, and you just want to walk up or almost right in the middle of the road. You're just so reckless with your life. That one is another warning sign you should look out for. Another warning sign is someone who uses drugs excessively. Just not using drugs, not the drugs I talk about that people should stop, but this one is abusing drugs excessively. You should want to know more. Someone just doesn't wake up one morning and decides, from today I am going to be drinking alcohol until I am sleeping on the roads. Yeah, so when you find out that someone all of a sudden, especially someone who was not using drugs, then all of a sudden this person is using drugs recklessly, you should want to inquire more, and you should look out for that, because that one is a sign of suicidal behavior. Another one is someone who has experienced a life stressor recently. Life stressors such as death, death of someone who was close to them. Probably this person has lost their job of more than 20 years, and the life stressors. So someone who has experienced a life stressor recently, they may be feeling like there's no reason to keep on living, like they may feel so hopeless. You should watch out for such persons because they start showing other signs of suicidal behavior. So another one, and my last point, is someone who has attempted suicide before. Study shows that someone who has attempted suicide before is most likely to commit suicide again. So you should watch out to such a person, that they do not try to commit suicide again. Yeah, so someone who has attempted suicide before, that one is definitely a sign of that person is likely to commit suicide again. Now, after learning about the science and after learning about everything that I've talked about in this video, how do you help? Allow me to start by telling you that you should never promise to keep someone's suicidal feelings as a secret. Yeah, not just because of law or anything, but if someone is telling you that they want to commit suicide, they're trying to seek help from you. And when they tell you to promise that you will not tell anyone, they are limiting you to the ways in which you can help this person. So do not promise them that you will keep their feelings as a secret. Yeah, learning that you should not keep their feelings as a secret. How do you help them?